Hi all, welcome back to more Normandy, the beginning and the end, using the one in the storm. So, expansion, playing scenario 1, patrolling the front. This is my part 7. So yeah, part 6. what a time my videos take, don't they? I've not watched it all back yet, but just thinking about what that hour and a bit just contained wasn't an awful lot. It's how I would play my game if the camera wasn't rolling. So, but I can understand some people being put off watching through that. But hopefully there's some bits in it that you can at least benefit some from. Okay, so like I say, I haven't watched it all back yet. So, and I did end up in a bit of a rush last night. But I've got a little bit of time to hopefully create another part just now, and I should get one in later on tonight as well. So if I can sneak a little part in just now. But I did kind of want to watch this back because some strange sort of things happened, didn't they? It's got a high activity level marker. It reacted twice, fired twice, and is now finished. Well, the 2 platoons are finished. It has had its second activation thing, but of course the officer hasn't done anything yet, and these are still to activate as well. And of course this as well. Now I need to watch that as well, whether I maybe got that wrong and shouldn't be playing with another B Bravo company, even though these are airborne, these are Panzer Grenadiers. So I just need to keep an eye on that. And then of course we've got the third intel marker back here that's planning on moving to this hex here. Okay, so it's the AI's turn, isn't it? Yeah, because we finished Foxtrot. And yeah, like I say, nothing more to say about that, because I didn't get to watch it all back. Hopefully I might get to do that later today. So yeah, where are we at? Well, it's just they're going to activate. So which company is going to activate first, or intel marker? So we've got this officer here, Bravo Company of the Airborne Infantry, and this is Bravo Company of the. See, the thing is that's still marked as a high activity. I mean, does that mean that this is the one that's activating right now? It did tell me to put one of them on for sure. Yeah, it tells me there, so I don't think I got this wrong. This is on page 9 of the solar rules. Any AI force reacting receives an activity level marker. So the 2 platoons would receive a high activity level marker. Unless it is an OOC platoon and there are still intel markers or companies remaining to be activated. Well, that was not the case. As usual, assign the first available activity level marker in this order: high, medium, low. Well, I'll put high on it. After that, place a finish marker on the AI force to be reacted, except for those with a high activity level marker, who will perform a morale check to see if they get a second activation, thus receiving a 2 actions marker. So they did get that, and then they reacted again. I mean, where does that now put me now? Moving into their turn. Right, let's see if I can work this out then. So just looking back at the activation phase and performing action, 6.4 on page 8. During AI side activations, choose an AI company, intel marker, OEC platoon, according to the priority rules described later in chapter 7.1. See, I don't know if maybe this should come off again, because like there's only 2 platoons of this company being activated. Well, no, I mean it would surely be clear that it was told that you were told to remove that. So if I've got to activate somebody based on 7.1, let me find that in the book. The activation priority is, you first look at the chart for the first AI force that meets the conditions for the highest priority. Yeah, I'm a little bit lost here. I'll just have a quick look in BGG. I get the feeling I'm not gonna find anything here though. But hold on. Okay, so I ended up actually posting a question about this because I'm not sure how this should really play out. The one thing I've realised though, just after I posted that question, is these should actually be placed on that headquarters chart. So this would have actually went on, what is his name? Zopov. He's one of the Panzer Grenadier guys, isn't he? And what letter is he? Bravo. There he's there. So this should actually have been put on here. So to tell us that company B of the motorised Panzer Grenadier, have a high activity level marker. So I think that's where they go. I mean, although it says in the bit there, it says, where does it say? The first time any AI force, no. I'm feeling the wrong bit. Any AI force reacting receives an activity level marker, and obviously it would go high, medium, low, depending on. So, but this should go in here, so to say that the force itself is. So I've made a bit of a blunder with that, I suppose. I think, in my opinion, though, I'm not really wanting to use that, so I think I'll keep these on top of the actual officer. So I think this stays with the officer. Now, although these two do appear to be finished, they've had 2 actions. The other thing was that this whole company got given 2 actions. Now, it's only these 2 platoons that have used the 2 actions. So, yeah, I don't know about, because these haven't done anything yet. Now, they couldn't react or anything like that. They couldn't do anything there. But now we're moving into AI's activation. So what do we do? This high activity level marker is still there. You're meant to go through the process of deciding what the priority is to activate, and then give them an activity level marker that you've got. I mean, these were picked at the beginning of the turn. We had 3 of them, 2 highs and a medium. That's fair enough. And then every time they activate, because the activation markers come off. Of course, this is just the first activation of the AI side, isn't it? Of the second turn. Yeah, it is. Well, I popped that question out there, but I really don't expect whether I get an answer at all. I think it might be a long time before I get an answer. Let's hope not. Let's hope somebody's seen that, because it is posted in the Alone in the Storm page. I didn't post it in the actual main Normandy beginning and end page because it's not really related to that. It is a definite sole question, this, Whereas the previous question about line of sight and whatever and fire groups, that was a. So I kind of got to post it in that place, and so I don't know. Fingers crossed somebody might. The designer of the solar system has answered questions in there. It's just that I don't know if I'll get a quick response to that or not. So to continue playing on, my options are I carry on activating and have the activation on this. See, the other thing with this is, once I've done them, because this is high activity, do I then do a morale check on these guys again to see if they get a second activity marker? All this feels wrong. That doesn't feel like I don't think how it should be, but or do these have a second? Do these have a 2 activity marker maybe? But then they wouldn't really get that until they've done the first activity. So, well, hang on. That's not true, because hang on a minute. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just looking back to that example there, and it talked about if you got an attack react result, which is what they did in the example. It says, according to the table's notes, any force with a high activity level on this first activation attacks. So the order will be attack. I guess it's just because it's a good chance it's going to get a second action. Right, I'm gonna say that this is still going to be the priority. See that? I don't know. I wish I could wait on the answer to this, because it feels like it's kind of important here to decide. Maybe the other thing could be this could have came off and it was only applied to the reaction, but that doesn't feel right either. I mean, it does feel right that both these are finished because they reacted twice. But if then we come back and put an activity level marker and it's a high one on that, then this has got a chance of having 2 activations again, isn't it? Unless, hang on. Actually, it does say in the rules there on page 8, the first time an AI force with a high activity level is activated, perform a morale check. If successful, the AI force is marked with a 2 actions marker. This means that the AI force can be activated again. Otherwise, mark the company with a finish marker. I don't know. The thing is, I think they've got to actually do something. Well, no. If these, let's just say we were in our turn. Sorry, we were in the AI turn, and let's just say we weren't reacting. This got a high activity level, and it's on the officer or it's on the headquarters chart, right? Then let's just say that these 2 units fire. Then the thing is, we would carry out the action with these as well before we then rolled for the morale check to see if they got 2 activities, 2 actions, I think. Yeah, I don't know how to deal with this. That's alright, I'm only 12 minutes in there and I wanted to squeeze a part in. I do need to go take the dogs out, but once I could do that, I get the feeling I'm not really going to get an answer very quickly. So, okay, just so I can proceed, I'm just going to kind of make something up, really, or I don't even know. I can't even sort of pick what I think is the right way to do this, to be honest. So what I'm going to do is we're just going to count this as a priority activation. So this is what's going to activate next. So Bravo Company of the Panzer Grenadiers, with Hauptmann Zopov, who's got high activity level. Whether I'm going to check them for morale or not, or whether I'm just going to give them 2 activations, because they should still have that. I don't know. Right, let's see what they're going to do then. So we've got the priority activation, but I don't know if that's done right or not, to be honest. Okay, well, let's just push on, and hopefully we can get some answers just playing this first scenario, and then maybe move on properly to the second scenario at some point, and then start be doing things right. Hopefully, if somebody chimes in, and even if you guys out there watching have some knowledge on it, I do feel like it's not a game that's well sort of known and well versed out there. So, but even the likes of John Brown watching, maybe you might be able to understand these rules better than me. Okay, so we're on the orders chart. They're offensive, so we're in this. It's a high activity level marker, so we're in this section here. We're now, what are we? Up to 3 hexes to a player platoon. 1, 2, 3. That is correct this time. Sorry, I'm not showing you that, but we're talking about these guys here. Well, hang on. I mean, that's a point. That the actual officer is in this hex. Is that what we're basing that range on? Don't know. Just to sort of say that's 1 hex closer than what they are, but But then, hold on, it's them that are going to be given the order, isn't it? So it must be based on them. Yeah, and these are together, even though they're different sort of type of platoon. Okay, so, yeah, I mean, it is with it up to 3 hexes. So the result's going to be 1 to 7 assault or 8 to 10 attack. Well, yeah, and this causes my problem. I should have realised this from the beginning. Probably played with the assault rules and decided I wasn't going to read into them yet. But AI is clearly going to want to do that, isn't it? So will I just give it an attack order? I don't think it can attack though, anyway. Well, let's give it the attack order, right? Let's just say we're not going to be using assault in this scenario. Because I'd said that from the beginning. So let's give it an attack. And remember, this is a full morale company, or platoons without losses, actually. Because it's not... Well, it's a full morale company, but just some of them have already done something. So let's just say it's going to be an attack. So then we look at the flow chart, I think. So the attack flow chart. Is that on the other side? No, that's then advance and defense. So that's assault and that's attack, right? Well, let's see. But like I say, I don't think it can attack because where it's positioned, it's not got line of sight. It can't fire through its own units, and these are both blocking this as well. Whether it had line of sight, I don't think it did. I think this building would have interfered with its line of sight there. So it's actually not got an attack, but that's what it's wanting to try and do. So we follow the flow chart, attack order, right? Select target to attack. Okay, so does it tell us down the bottom of the target again? Yeah, attack target. So it says attack target, the closest hex occupied by player platoons that may be attacked with MFF. Well, like I said, they can't attack. With several options, first choose the hexes with a lower divisible value. Then choose a target that may be attacked with a higher FF. If there are still options, choose hexes with a large number of objectives for the outside. If there aren't objectives available, choose the hex occupied by fully non-rated platoons. Yeah, well, we can't really. We've not got a target, have we? The closest hex occupied by player platoons that may be attacked with MFF. I mean, 1, 2, 3. These are the two closest, but I can't attack them with MFF. So what does that? I thought it was going to move me on to doing something different. Like, if we could have reached it, I probably would have wanted to assault. But we've said we're not going to do the assault. So maybe it would just... is there not a move? See, there's a move to hex. I kind of thought it might do that. Move closer, move to in range, and... Select a target to attack. Well, I've not got one. Target to attack with MFF. Hold on. Right then. Maybe that's what I should have just done. Looked on. So, well, I suppose between the two targets then, closest hex occupied by player platoons that may be attacked with MFF. This one's a 5 divisible value. This is a 3. So I want to say that it's more than likely going to be that one. He's going to be able to attack with 10 from 2 hexes away. Or, well, actually, that's got a range of 3, the machine gun. I knew some of these things were going to start getting fiddly. I thought I liked the way it all looked, but I thought I reckon there's going to be tricky bits in this to get you really thinking about what's going on. Well, let's just say for ease that this is our target at the moment and see where it takes us. So target to attack with MFF without movement. So that's a no, because I can't do it unless I move. So let's just see if that's maybe what it's wanting to do. So that's a no. Placed in defensive terrain. Is that the target? Well, it's in a 3 defensive terrain. Line of sight with other platoons and may not be attacked with MFF. No. Defensive terrain available where attacking with MFF is possible. Defensive terrain available where attacking with MFF is possible. Yes. I think. And then it's asking if there'd be safe movement. Well, I actually think there would. So, and then it says move to that hex if it's safe movement. And with that, I mean, it wants defensive terrain. And defensive terrain is 3 or greater, I want to say. So it's not an open hex, but any fields are 3, and then there's obviously woods are maybe 4 woods. Are they 3 as well? No, they're 4. Light woods are 3. So anything that's 3 or above, I think, classed as defensive terrain. I seem to recall reading that. So this could move. Actually, you know what? You cannot move through this hex because there's 6 steps in this hex. Well, hold on though. Can't they move separately? Well, they're meant to move as a group, but surely that it's just you can never overstack a hex, even when moving through it. So I can't take both of these and move through that hex, because then that's 12 steps in that hex right now. But surely we're allowed to like move this first. And remember, this is only 4 movement. That's 1.5, 3. And it's wanting to be in defensive terrain, so it doesn't want to come out here, I don't think. So I think it wants to go in this hex here. But I mean, surely these can move separately. That can move that. And that is with safe movement. Because the safe movement, they weren't able to react. The US weren't able to react. They're all finished. Right, I'm just going to go with that, I think. I do feel like some of these things aren't quite... And here's now the other thing. Do I now just mark them as finished, or do I give them the 2 actions that the marker that was on this in the first place? Did they get another action automatically, or do I do another morale check to see if they get the 2 actions? I have no idea. I have no idea which one of them I should be doing. So it feels a bit wrong just marking them finished, because they did have a high activity level. And it feels a bit odd doing another morale check, because we've done that. And it should only happen the very first time that they've done the action. So, possibly, what it should be is these should still have the 2 actions that were given to these platoons. And now they're about to use their second action. Well, no, Grant. Remember, they don't get it right away. So I'm going to mark them with 2 actions then. And then the next activation... Well, it's going to be them again, isn't it? Well, if I look at the chart anyway, that they would act again right away anyway, because they've got the 2 actions, haven't they? What chart is that on again? No, it's not that one. It's not the back of that. That must be here. Yeah, it's this one here. This was the priorities, but we didn't really follow that this time because it already had the high activity level marker on it. But AI forces with 2 actions marker assigned, that would be the next force that we would activate. Well, I suppose, actually, Grant, was there anything to say there was nothing really to say that this had to be the one that activated next because it's got an activity level marker on it, was there? So maybe I've got that wrong. Maybe we should have been checking this. Well, if we did check this, what would it have been? Well, yeah, I mean, it would have been... Oh, God knows, because this shouldn't have this at this time. It's just getting messy, isn't it? It's getting messy. 25 minutes in, I don't feel comfortable about any of this, really. I think I'm just going to stop there. Take a break and maybe see if I can get a reply to that question. Because I really don't know what I'm doing. Here. If going by the way that I'm just doing it as, that would be their Bravo company's activation over. But however, these have got 2 actions. So they can perform another action next turn. And next turn we will check the activity priority chart and we'll see that this has got 2 actions and this will activate again. And more than likely it's going to fire this time. Because that was just moved to that hex. So that didn't get given an actual order then, did it? That just moved. It does just say move to that hex, so I don't think it actually gets a movement order because it can move to the hex, so it just automatically goes there. It doesn't need an order, does it? That makes sense, I think. If you see the other, this is place reaction marker, perform assault, perform AT attack, perform R attack, perform AP attack. These are all things that would put an order on them, but this is just move to hex. So I think that was possibly right. Okay, right, I've got 27 minutes there. Yeah, I'm just going to pause it there and we'll see if we get any reply to that and then see if any becomes clear and we can maybe press on. If not, God knows, I don't know if I'll get back later or not because I'll be a bit reluctant to come and sort of try and deal with this. Just feel like I'm making things up, really, so I'll see. I'll be back later on at some point anyway. Cheers. Hi all. Right, back to finish this part. It's part 7, I think. I'm not sure I announced that properly. I feel like I'd said it's 6. Pretty sure this is 7. Whatever it says in the header of the video anyway, that's what it'll be, because that's when I get it right for sure. Okay, so yeah, been away, took the dogs out, so a few hours went by, and yeah, haven't had an answer to my question. I figured this was maybe going to be the case with this game, which is, for a person that wants to do everything as it should be done by the rules, it's not great when you're not getting the support, unfortunately. I'm not knocking anybody in particular. Everybody's got a life. Even the guys that make these games have got a life and they're maybe making new games and whatever. And it could just be not grasping something properly here. But I suppose if we just carry on with the playthrough and see how we go, some of these things might get ironed out. So we left this as being the Bravo company or the Panzer Grenadier. Which is, yeah, I know I've got these activity level markers should be on that headquarters board, but I think I'm kind of liking them better here on the map. Whether I'll carry on with that is, so that's on him. So he was high activity. Well, here's the other thing that oh yeah, hold on, he might do something else as well, isn't he? See, I feel like I'm making a bit of a mess of this all. I feel like I think it's this reaction bit that's through me, and I wanted to just go into the next turn and act and go through the procedure again, but so we've decided that this guy has been given 2 actions. We're not sure about that. These 2, they both move together in a position that I'm not feeling 100% clear about either. And then we've got the we've got the officer now. He could do something different, couldn't he? Because, like I say, they got given an order that didn't really have. It just said move to that hex. I think that was right. I mean, or should I have put? See, but there wasn't a. It's not an advanced movement. It's not a defensive movement. It's not a retreat movement. It was just move to hex. I don't think I would need to place an order on him. However, the officer has a chance of getting a different action. Now, where is that about again? Let me find that. Right, so hang on, we've got this bit here. First, you need to determine the orders assigned to the officer. This step is only performed when an officer has been activated for Intel Marker and AI companies. Well, yes, I think that was the case, because I think the reaction doesn't involve the officer. The officer doesn't, activate and do things in reaction. I think they just react. To check orders should be assigned to the officer for this procedure. If the officer is ready to try to rally himself, well, it wasn't. If all the activated platoons stack with him, or the intel marker have a movement order marker, the officer follows them to destination hex using group movement. Well, they don't. The ones that he stacked with are the ones that are finished, the ones that carried out the reaction. So they don't have that. There are several possible destination hexes. Choose one that will more. Right, okay. If all the activated platoons stack with the officer until marker have assault orders, the officer follows them to destination hex. So, yeah, so they can't do that either. So, in any other case, the officer will receive different orders from the officer's order chart. That's chart E. So we've not done that one yet. Let me find that one. There it is there. So officer's order chart. So yeah, so I should have done this first before oh, there you go. Okay, it does say once all activated platoons have received their orders. Yeah, I thought he was last to do this. Following chart K and the flow diagrams, which we kind of done, and it just ended up being a move to hex order. So let's just hope we've got that right. And then after that, you assign orders to the activated officer according to these rules. If the officer's ready, yeah, I've been through this. Just went through this. In any other case, the officer received different orders given by this chart. Right. So, am I rolling the dice? No. There's 7 different options here. Well, hang on. Order, rally, condition, note. Is it just... No, sure, I've got to roll a dice or something. Given by chart E. This is chart E. There's 7 different... How do I pick between them? What am I missing here? Has it just got to be the condition it tells me? There are possibly. There are routed in command platoons in the company. Well, there are not. Only indirect artillery fire is possible. The officer is not stacked with friendly forces, or it's stacked with platoons from a different company. No, come on. Come on, Blatt. Right, what's going on here now? Right, so coming back out here again. It says there are notes in the chart specifying when to perform the officer's action. Now you have performed an action with the officer or assigned it the same action as one of its platoons. So it's time for those platoons to execute their orders. Okay, so you give all the other platoons the orders, you then check the officer, and then you move them. Right, well, we've already moved it, guys. Ugh. Right. I'm not quite sure how you might read that. So it says, like, the notes, make the rally attempt. There's a note there, but... Okay, well, there's nothing routed. there's no artillery missions anyway. But then that says place a movement order. The officer's not stacked with friendly forces, or is stacked with platoons from a different company. That wasn't the case. Direct 1 onboard artillery mission. Direct 1 air mission. Direct 2 artillery missions. None. Where did I get the order from? How did I get to decide this? The officer sees different orders given by chart E. That's not very clear to me, anyway. Here's a little example here that actually carries it out. So it's done everything up to now, and it says, next, verify the officer's orders. So let's see how it goes about this then. As a platoon stacked with officers are not moving or assaulting, the officer is not routed. Different orders from the orders chart must be assigned. The highest priority orders aren't applicable. There are no... Okay, it's a priority then. I'll tell you what, that doesn't really make that clear. So its priority is 1 to 7 then. Because as it says is, the highest priority orders aren't applicable. There are no routed platoons in the company. And that's what condition number 1 is. Routed platoons in the company. So my take is you work from 1 to 7 then. That's not really made that clear. Not to me anyway. So the second orders are assigned direct 1 onboard artillery mission. Okay. So... Well, does that actually happen? Or is that not something that we need to have within the mission? Direct 1 onboard artillery mission. Only indirect art fire is possible for at least 1 platoon with art attack orders. Place an art attack orders marker and perform it according to the chart C. Okay. Okay, here is chart C, and I do remember reading this. Again, it's continuing this example, which maybe I should have continued it. So it's direct one onboard artillery mission. So that's what we'd be doing, I think, if this is allowed to be done. This says, finally, follow the execute orders priority chart. The applicable order of execution is found in line 3, art attack. According to the table, the AI performs the art attack using the AI's officer to direct it. After the attack is solved with no losses for the player force. So that's just how that panned out. So it does look like we've got to do this. The orders and target markers are removed from the map. Continue with the AP attack, and that's all the other. And then the defensive movement. That then carries on with the rest of the actions. Because this is the way we should have carried out the actions, I think. See, there's also nothing in there. This is the priority of the orders. I mean, there's retreat movement, advance movement, defensive movement. There's nothing that... I don't know. I'm not comfortably following things here, am I? Going back to us moving this unit from where he was. Where was he there? We moved him to there. I didn't... Although that's an order, it seemed like it was a clear sort of direction on the flowchart rather than... Yeah, I'm just going to leave that. Okay. So hang on. So direct 1 onboard artillery mission. Right, that's me back again, been on pause for a few hours. I feel like I'm fumbling my way through this. I'm needing to get past this or this is going to collapse. So I'm going to try and push on again here to see if I can get through this nasty little bit that I'm at that I can't seem to put things together. I was trying to watch back on some of the the footage out there that's on the solo side of this game. Like I say, it's in Spanish, so let's try to watch one of the bits that have got subtitles. I didn't see him do anything with the officers. On saying that, hang on though, weren't they needing? I think some of them were routed at the time. No, I don't think so. I don't think he'd done anything with them. And this whole Direct 1 on board artillery mission, I don't know how to go about that. I really don't know where to start. It says place an art attack orders marker and perform it according to the chart. See, I don't know. When I look up the rules for onboard, well, hang on. What about the main rules for onboard artillery? See, I feel like just skipping by this. And just working my way through this until we get on to the next scenario, and then bringing all the assault stuff into it. And because I think onboard artillery is going to be in a section that I've not read in the rules either. Thing is, you've got there's onboard artillery there. Platoons with art attack capacity that are not indicated as anti-tank and the counter will be considered as onboard artillery. See, but I think the officer maybe just gets to carry out one of these, and you just roll the dice for it as if there's a unit there. He says, just trying to make it up. But you've got offboard artillery as well. Now, I'll tell you something else that confused me. So looking at this, thinking, that tells you 1 onboard artillery, Direct 1 OBA. So I'm thinking that means onboard artillery, and that one means offboard artillery, because there is offboard and onboard. So the fact this one's just got abbreviations and this one's not tells me that it might be the offboard one. Right, I'm going to skip on by this because it's really starting to hang me up, all this stuff. So let's just assume this guy's got 2 actions. No, it's not him. It's not him. It's him. This guy. So this was the officer that we were contemplating trying to give another order. And I think what I'll do with these is, because you've got air missions as well. Direct 1 air mission is one of them. Direct 1 offboard artillery mission. They have to be available though. It does say there are offboard artillery missions available. Sorry, I'll just come back down here. Talk again about the officer's orders. This one, there needs to be offboard artillery missions available. Well, there's not in this scenario. This one needs air missions available. There's not in this scenario. That one directs 2, so again they're not, and that just says none. The officer has no specific orders, so perform the same action anyway in platoon start with the afterwards mark it accordingly with finished or reaction markers. There's no point putting a reaction marker on the actual officer unless it's, it can't react and do anything. So, well, this one was moved. The officer's not start with friendly forces. Place of movement orders. See, I don't think he's want to do any of that. This is the only. This is the important one to rally. He's either going to rally himself, or he'll rally his troops, like his platoons, if they happen to be routed. I'm going to skip by this, because I think even this, I'm not quite sure how to carry this out. So let's move on. This part is becoming like pretty much a whole lot of nothing. Well, I suppose we did get this moved into here, and it's got 2 actions, whether we've done all that right or not. Okay, so it's back to the US, isn't it? Back to us, I think. He's not marked finished, they're not marked finished, and these have still activated, and this is still activated. So yeah, well, it was just at the start of the turn. So what are we going to do? Well, I think I'm going to plod on and grab these objectives, I think. I mean, these are guaranteed some points. It seems a little strange, like I say, that the Germans aren't considering that. Although, trying to watch some of that playthrough that guy's done this in Spanish, he's playing it the other way about. He's playing as the Germans, and he's taking a bit the bit I watched, he was taking quite a beating, to be honest. So I suppose the fact that these get 2 actions, I think, is quite strong. This is quite a strong thing for them. Well, clearly, if they get to fire and then get to fire again after you've maybe fired back, so they're getting 2 shots at you into your 1. Okay, I'm going to activate Bravo Company up here then. Let's do that. Well, let's just try and get things moving. So he activates, he's got a range of 2, so, well, yeah, they would have been checked for out of command anyway. So I'm going to move this clearly through that. So he's got a movement of 5. That's going to be 2 into there, isn't it? That's Lightwoods. There's going to be 2. And then I think I'm going to head them down towards that other one here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I could double time them just to get them into there maybe. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to double time, and then next turn he would be able to do 1, 2, 3, 4 and grab that one. Now you've also got to remember where this is ending up though, Grant. Well, that's fine. I think I don't think I want these coming down here to come in. Sorry, I'm a bit zoomed out there, zoomed in too much. I think I want them coming down here to come in there, because this is where most of the action's going to be by the looks. So let's do that. So 1, 2, right, 3, 4, and then 5, 6. That's double timing that guy, right? So he's marked double time. Remember, he's got a range of 2, so as long as we stay within 2 of him. So he's marked double time and finished. And there was no available reaction for the AI there. Yeah, this doesn't have line of sight. No. Nor this. So that's fine. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark that with a little green cube, I think. Yeah, so just to signify that the US have taken that objective. They were the last ones to cross through that objective. Okay, so, and then these guys, the guy with the machine gun, let's move the machine gun first. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, I think. Yeah, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 crossing the blockage. So what about the leader though? Well, let's mark these guys finished. Let's see if we can move. I mean, the other platoon can probably move a little bit further, can it? So 1, 2, 3, 4. That'd be 5, 6, 7. Yeah, crossing this blockage is pretty costly, isn't it? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That would be open for reaction there though, because this can fire into this hex. So maybe you don't want to do that. Well, this hex is probably open as well. I want to find my little laser gadget. Hang on. That was handy. I'd obviously put it in a place where I would find it easy. So yeah, looking from here to this hex, did I say? I'm pretty sure that's fine as well. So centre to centre. Yeah, see, that's not crossing because I think that's a building's hex there. So yeah, so that hex is in line of sight. 706 and clearly 705 is. But they would be reacting with. Oh yeah, this is an open hex, Grant. So you want to be careful with that, don't you? it's safer coming down here. Thing is, I don't want to end there because the officer doesn't need to go there. The officer could just go there. This platoon could come 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I've already said that's 7 to move into there, isn't it? And the most I could get is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 7 as well. Let me think. Actually, what about just move up there? So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can move him into there, and I don't think he can be seen because that can only fire into this hex and this hex. It can't stretch into that hex. That's my understanding. Because the blockage is that right? I think it is right. Yeah, it's just crossing one blockage, so you can. It can cross 2 blockage hexes if you've got a unit in here and a unit in there. Give me something. Just a couple of counters here. So if we had a unit in there and a unit in there, this can cross into here. However, that can cross 2 blockage hexes if there's one adjacent. Now, if that was here, these could not see each other. These could see each other here and clearly here. And if that was there and that was there, yes. However, if that's there, no, because there's a blockage hex there. You can only see into here unless there's a unit there. Is that right? Because it says, where does it? I just had the book open. It words it as line of sight crossing one blockage hex side. Sorry, hang on. As it has been described, blockage limits visibility. This means that basically blockage hex sides block line of sight, but there is a clear line of sight in the following specific cases. Line of sight crossing one blockage hex side when at least one platoon is adjacent to the blockage hex side. So, like that. Yeah? Because he's adjacent to the blockage hex side. The other one is line of sight crossing 2 blockage hex sides when both platoons are adjacent to these 2 blockage hex sides. And that's like that, I think. But one more, that's not any good. Because he can see into there. But when that's there, he can see into there. And vice versa, obviously. Right, pretty sure that's right. Okay, so did we work out that that's going to be... No, that's going to be safe. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I move that into there, he can see into there and there, but he can't see into that woods hex. So I'm going to go with that. That's what we're going to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And will we just keep the... Yeah, let's keep the lieutenant with that as well. Okay. And that's that finished. Okay. And then next turn, like I say, one of these guys will be able to pick up this other objective, and then we can head sort of come in the flank of these guys. And then we've still got Echo Company to move. Well, they're going to grab this one as well. And, I don't know, just make their way into town, I suppose. Right, I know it feels like another part that's not done an awful lot, but I really needed to get myself through that, because it was starting to drag me down a bit, to be honest. Starting to make me think, do I want to keep going with this, because I'm not quite getting things. I so wish that video footage was in English so I could at least follow along. Because again, like I've said, I'm not so sure I could chuck questions out there and get quick answers to them. So, okay, 55 minutes about there. So I will just cut this as a part. It's been a bit of a messy one, really, and However, I'm going to come straight back, so it's going to be the AI next. It's going to be this guy that's going to carry out an action, isn't he? And he's going to attack something. I'm pretty sure these are together. Yeah. I'm going to have to look in the combat chart, the latest one. I've not got the printer handy to print that out yet, but I'll bring it up on the computer to see, because this gets some benefit, but I think it might be when it's firing on by itself. But I'll find that out anyway. Right, let's wrap this sort of messy part up. see if we can move on a bit through this game. I'm a bit annoyed that I haven't also introduced all the other stuff, because playing with the AI, I've realised that they're wanting to do some assaults, but we'll stick by that. And if they get an assault action, we'll just override it and allow them to do an attack, which is fine because we're not carrying out assaults as well. So we'll just do that, man. Muddle our way through, hopefully. Right, I'll be back in a wee bit with the next part. Okay, cheers.